Hey, good evening. Yeah, I was bored again. So, so welcome to the show. Welcome to my live stream. Hopefully somebody show up. Right now I'm alone, so at least that's what I think. I thought I was supposed to have some kind of a counter. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. I see the counter now. There's nobody in the chat. I have no panel members. So I'm just gonna have a smoke and just talk to myself. Maybe I'll get lucky and somebody will join at some point. So Jay, if you're seeing this, you know what to do. If I knew how to reach you, I'd send you an email or whatever. I don't know how to reach you. Wait a minute. I can always contact Will. Uh, hey, John. How's it going? Hey, you want to join, John? Just let me know and I'll send you the link. Yeah, I was bored again, so I haven't been sleeping well the last few days. I finally slept though, so that's a good thing. Uh, just finishing there, let you know if I have time to join. Hey, no pressure. I'd be honored if you would. So I'm always happy when new members join. Not new members, but new to my channel, my live streams, to join the panel. So I just like to talk, and I was bored tonight, so I was tired of laying in bed trying to sleep. So I decided, what the hell? I'll go live and see what happens. Yeah, it's funny, eh? Like, I don't know if it's everywhere in Canada, but we say supper. You say in the States, you say dinner. Dinner for us is noon. You say lunch, but we won't say breakfast. But then you go to England and then everything changes like, whoa. Like, is it the hood of a car? For them, it's the bonnet or something like that. And when you get into the right-hand drive, oh boy, that must be freaking confusing. Especially if you have to, especially if you have, if you're used to uh, manual manual shift. So you're holding the steering wheel with your left hand and you're shifting with your right hand. But in a right-hand car, you have to hold the steering with your right hand and shift with your left hand. Boy, that the first few times there must be freaking confusing. I wonder if the pedals are reversed as well. So that means the gas pedal would be your left foot, and the clutch and brake pedal would be your right foot. So if that's the case, then I give up. Freaking give up. I mean, come on, give us a break here. I'd have to ask Dr. Von Hu. He'd like he could tell us that. I don't know if he has Instagram. I think he does, actually. I'll finish my smoke and I'll go check on Instagram to see if I can find him. If I can find him, I'll send him the link. Because right now it'd be around. It should be like a what, a 10 to 12 hour difference. So that means my 10:36 p.m. would be his 10:36 a.m. So if he's working from home or maybe on holiday or whatever, maybe he's home and bored and wouldn't mind joining. Nah, well, I guess he has to get ready. He has to put his makeup on and all that, and I guess that must take a quite a few minutes in order to get there. He's dedicated to his craft. I mean, I don't know if I could handle like putting on all that makeup and then getting dressed apart and all that. No, if it was just like wearing a costume, I wouldn't mind that. I know I should have kept one of my Batman suits that I had bought. Well, I had bought the first costume, the first Batman costume that I bought was the 1960s gray and blue Batman suit. I bought a small because, like, I mean, I've got one stripe on my pajamas. I turn sideways and I disappear. So, I mean, I said a small one will fit fine. Turns out that for the top part, I'm fine, but the legs are too short. And like even the crotch pulls up. Like I mean, it really like pulls up my like it pulls up my nutsack. So, so I mean, so and I had the gloves. I had bought the gloves. I had the utility belt. I don't remember if I bought a batarang to go with it. But anyways, it was a nice costume, and it has the nice pointy ears and everything. So I sold that one, and then we went back the next year, and I bought a Dark Knight Batman costume, but I bought a medium. I think that one cost me like $75 or something like that, Canadian. Because just before Halloween, there's a store that used to open. I can't remember what the name was, but it was a Halloween store. They were dedicated only to Halloween costumes, props, animatronics. They had the big animatronics. They always had a big one when you walked in, And the last time I went, when I went to get my the Dark Knight costume, it was Jason. That thing was like 6'5", 6'6", or something like that. It was huge. And he would turn his head, and he had his machete, and the machete came down a little bit. And I mean, that thing was really creepy. But anyways, they had all these freaking costumes, and I took the Dark Knight costume, and it had the utility belt with it. So and it had gloves. No, I bought a pair of gloves to go with it, and I went to this Halloween party, and I sold that one to a barman that I know. And he, when he got home and he tried it, it was a little bit on the tight side. Even naked, it would have been a little bit too tight. So actually, he gave it to his son, and his son was just a little bit smaller than he was, and it fit him like a glove. So I'm glad that at least somebody used it. But those costumes were. I should have kept my Dark Knight. But at some point, I'll get another one because with my beard, I can always. When I had the old the 1960s Batman suit, if I would have gotten a medium sized one and I would have kept it with my beard, I could have said, "Well, no, it's not Bruce Wayne, it's Alfred." Because sometimes when Bruce Wayne was needed in a party or some kind of event, well, Alfred would take his place in the Batman suit. And Alfred had the mustache. And you could actually see some of the mustache sticking out from underneath the cowl. So, and he was nowhere built like Bruce Wayne. So, but it didn't matter. So I could say, well, no, I'm not Bruce Wayne. I'm Alfred. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, I should have kept my 1960s Batman suit. I'll actually check to see if I can get one for next year. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, and I could stand outside on my little second story porch and throw candy bags down at the kids. Because it would the porch would be easy to decorate. I could put up some string lights. I've got power outside, so I could put up some string lights. I can have some spotlights because I have two LED floodlights that I can use, that I can shine in the parking lot. Hey, hey, James, how's it going, my friend? Hey, if you want to join, just let me know and I'll send you the link. Just put it in the chat and you can join. Been a while. We don't see you that often. You must be busy at work. Hey, well, it's okay. Yeah, I figured that you were working. Well, I'm just glad that you're in the chat. So Yeah, I was talking to myself and saying, "Oh, you work all night. You finish at what? Midnight, or do you work until like 3, 4 in the morning?" Well, I've got books. I got a lot of books for sale. I mean, because I need batteries for my mobility scooter. I have to go through more books because I have more books. Oh, 6 a.m. Wow, that's a long shift. Whoa, that's a long shift. Like it's 10:45 here. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I gotta go through a lot of books there. I gotta go through my Vampirella books because I only want to keep a few of those. I'm gonna keep my Space Ghost books and a couple of odds and ends here, but I'm gonna sell everything. And I have a CBCS Stanley signed yellow label book to sell, which I'm hoping it's already on the Facebook Marketplace. I had a few hits. Someone offered me like I think it was like 10 by a hundred Funko Pops. Oh, okay, so that's an 8 hour shift. Okay, they're actually pretty good. Like the first 12 issues and the annual, because obviously the annual is the end of the first arc. It's pretty good. I need the annual for this the second arc, and then I can read the second arc because I have all 12 books. But obviously, or do I have all 12 books? Maybe not. Maybe I have 11 books and I'm missing 12 and annual. I'll have to check. But I'm waiting till I have the whole arc before I read it. But they're good. They're pretty good. And the artwork's good. So I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna keep anything that has to do with Hanna Barbera, like Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Herculoids, Space Quest, which is Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. And there's another one there that I only have one issue. It's a number one. It's Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt. I'm keeping that one. I have one Vampirella book that's already in a comic capsule that I won. That I won the comic capsule, so I put my Vampirella, my prized Vampirella cover in there. It's a uh, Virgin variant, and it's a Vampirella, and she's in a pose there. She's really mean, and there's even blood dripping off her fingernails, and it's a really nice cover. That one I put in the comic capsule. That one I'm keeping. I'm gonna keep a few more of my Vampirella books, but the rest are going. They're gonna be for sale. Same thing with the Alien books. I'm gonna keep a couple of those, and the rest is bye bye. I've got some facsimiles. The same thing with the facsimiles. I'm gonna keep a couple of those and sell the rest. They are really nice. I'm telling you, they are really nice. And there's a space. There's a spot in the back. If you put a nail in the wall, there's a space in the back I don't understand. A battery for what? Yeah, there's a spot in the back so that you can hang it. So it's basically a wall hanger, and you don't need anything special except a nail in the wall. So, but yeah, two batteries actually for my mobility scooter. Last year, but I'm not going to go into the story here why they're no longer valid. $440 for two batteries. That's what it cost last year. So I'm pretty sure that it's gonna cost at least that, if not more, because everything goes up. And since I can't afford more than to save up $50 a month, I need to save up like 10 months worth. So that means that my mobility scooter is staying parked until May or June next year. So if that's why I put my comic books up for sale. I don't really mind because I haven't read any of the Vampirella books. I haven't read any of the other Alien books aside from that 12 issue miniseries plus the annual and Space Ghost. So what's the I'd rather sacrifice those and have my mobility scooter than keeping the comics and not being able to use my mobility scooter. So I was thinking of doing a GoFundMe, but I don't like to beg, so that for me that's almost like begging. So I said, nah. So I'll sell the book. I'll try to sell the books. Same thing with the Stan Lee signed book, CBCS 8.5. It's original sin ASM number 4. And it's CBCS 8.5 yellow label signed by Stan Lee. And it's Stan Lee's signature before he started to sign differently because of his age. So you can really see it's easily verified. So someone could crack it, send it into CGC and get one of those yellow label with the black band at the top because it's easily verified that it's really a Stan Lee signature. But then again, since oh yeah, I won that actually. And strangely enough, the guy had made a newsletter, which I subscribed to. I don't know how I got this. I think it was on Instagram, and I subscribed to his newsletter. And the first giveaway he was doing was this book. So all you had to do was to answer the email you got for the newsletter. So I answered the email and I said something to the effect that although I know that I'll never win this book, it would be nice to add to my collection or something like that. I think it was like 2 weeks later, I get this email and it seems to be legit and it seems to be coming from the same guy that does the newsletter. And he says, "You remember when you said you send me this message?" And he had it like quoted my own message. He says, "Well, you won." I said, "Nah," and I wrote back and I said, "Yeah, you're pulling my leg. I never win anything." So, and he writes back. He says, "Yeah, you won. You just give me your address." And so I send him my address, thinking, "Yeah, I won't win. I'll never get that thing." I think it was like a week and a half later. I got it by UPS or something like that. He had shipped by UPS, and I got this book. Damn, man. I won a Stan Lee Stein book. And now all of a sudden, poof, he just like disappeared. Newsletter newsletter is no longer in there. And yeah, but I was gonna trade it to get my Space Ghost #1. I wasn't sad because for me it's not important. Like a Space Ghost #1 CGC is important. Stan Lee signed book, I don't really care about it. It doesn't really matter to me. But since like even the Space Ghost #1 now is going to have to wait, and every time I have to wait, the prices go up. I had a chance the other day to buy one. I think it was $120. The guy was asking $120 for a 1.5 Space Ghost #1 CGC, a blue label. And I wrote to him and I said, would you be interested in the trade? Because I have this book. And I told him about the book. And he writes back, he says, no, I'm selling. And the book sold, I mean, obviously. So maybe I should have buy it now, get it over with, and be broke for the rest of the month. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be broke for the rest of the month. So I lost my chance. And now it's 4.5s and 5 O's and 6 O's. So and I can't afford those. We're talking $500-600. I am not gonna take out a loan just to get a CGC Space Ghost #1. Yeah, but you see, I had a plan for that. I was gonna say, listen, I'll send my book to someone I trust. Okay, you can send your book to that person. He'll send my book to you and send your book to me. That way, nobody gets screwed. Or if you're close by, we meet during the day in a public space. But that didn't happen. So, and now I have to sell. So, and I don't really mind. They're taking up a lot of space. And since I'm not reading them, I mean, because a lot of those books, I won. I won a ton on Raw Fat Stacks. I won several books on Brian CS's show. I remember buying one mystery box from Comic Fu, Comic Fu 2814, which we haven't heard from since. I mean, it's so sad because we really had fun Tuesday nights on his show. Him and Squatchy and everybody in the chat. Like we had who the person who was trying to pass for Dean Kane every single Tuesday night. And it was like it was almost like a detective show because we were trying to find out we were trying to find out who the hell was Dean Kane. He was trying to sell autographed pictures of himself for $20. Oh yeah, the good old days. Oh yeah, we had fun. We had. It's a shame. Even Squatchy is pissed off. I mean, he ghosted everybody. Everybody. So it's a shame because we had fun. I like Dave. He was a great guy. He welcomed me in the community. I was a nobody, and I mean, he took time. He took time to chat with me. My comments always got posted. Uh, he even posted, showed my videos, my unboxing videos, especially when I got that mystery box. We had fun. It was fun. I really enjoyed those days. Oh, so I'm back to zero. I'm back to zero in the chat. But it's okay. Yeah, me too. I miss those days. I really miss those days. We had fun. We had fun. We had Stevie B in there. Well, if you go back to making live streams, you let me know. Just send me the link, and I'll gladly join. I like to join anytime I can. Okay. Well, you see, okay. It says one now because it said that, like, there's this little icon that says how many people are watching, and it said zero. So I said, okay. Well, it happens. Well, now there's two people in the chat. Maybe my buddy Jay will join at some point. Oh, and I watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds, season 4, episode 1. It was a good show. It's a good show. I'm not too fond of time travel, but hey, it was still a good show. Some parts of it are funny and some are serious. So I no, it's a good show. I like it better than all the preceding uh shows that the shows that preceded that one. I mean, I don't know. The other ones before that, eh. But this one is more akin to like the old Star Trek, the original series. 'Cause that came out in what, 66? First series, first season, and I was 7 years old. I was bugging the hell out of my brother, asking all these questions during the show. I mean, I was the right age to watch it. So I was 7 years old and asking my brother all these questions. He'd say, "I'll tell you at the end of the show," because we had what, two French channels, two English channels, and one or two American channels when we were lucky, when the rabbit ears worked. And oh yeah, I mean, I'd watch Star Trek with my older brother, and I'd ask him questions. So he's the one who got me into comic books because he had comic books, and when he was going to work, I'd read his comic books. And I was kind of lucky because he'd work like from 4 to midnight. Oh, we got the Jackson Roy Kirk here. Yeah, so she when you would go to work, I'd sneak into his bedroom, look in his nightstand, pick a book, move the comic books aside just a little bit so I knew where to put the book back. I'd read the book and then I'd put it back and oh yeah, rabbit ears and Star Trek, of course. I'm 67 years old. I mean, for me, when Star Trek came out, I was 7 years old, so I could watch Star Trek and there was nothing wrong with that. We had nothing else to watch anyways. We only had like 6 channels, 2 French, 2 English, and 2 American. So it was funny. I was reminiscing earlier. I'm Canadian. I say supper. The Americans say dinner. Dinner for me is noon. For you, it's lunch. For the Americans, it's lunch. But we both say breakfast. I wonder how it is in England, like in England or the UK. What do they call it? I'd have to ask Dr. Von Hoot if he wants to join one of these days, and he could set the record straight. He'd let us know exactly well how to say dinner, how to say supper, whatever dinner, supper. You see, for me it was breakfast, dinner, and supper. Well, when you come to Canada, let me know. If you're close to Ottawa, I can get one of my friends drive me, and we can meet. We can meet for lunch and shoot the shit. Because there's no chance in hell that. Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting for that. I think it's on the 27th. They're doing a. They were supposed to do a joint ceremony on both sides of the bridge, but because of what's going on politically, uh, they canceled that and they're just doing it on the Canadian side. There's going to be a ceremony on the Canadian side, and then it's going to be officially opened. But it's going to be good for both sides. It's going to be good for the economy on both sides. And it's going to be better for traffic, apparently, because everybody has to go through the one bridge, and a lot of people are uncomfortable having to pay tolls that goes into the pockets of a millionaire. Well, I can't see it because I'm not close by, but I mean, oh, that's cool. Yeah, and like Canada paid for the whole thing. I think it was like $8 billion or something like that. But it's nice. I saw pictures and it's really nice. It looks really modern, and it's just a shame that politics has to had to get their nose in there. And if politics would have stayed out, we could have had this grandiose ceremony and having like our prime minister and your president meet in the middle of the bridge, shake hands, and cut the ribbon and whatever. Oh well, you're actually close by, so you're close to Windsor. So you're just across the bridge from Windsor, Ontario. It's boring. Fucking politics are boring. I got tired. I usually watch like the Midas Touch and Brian Tyler Cohen and who else is there? Legal AF, MS Now, and I watch that to keep in touch. But I got bored after a while. I mean, it's always the same thing. It's it's oh well, that's cool. Hey, as long as you enjoy yourself, you're always welcome in Canada. We welcome our friends, whether they be American, whether they be European, Asian. We don't care. If they're friends, they're friends. It's as simple as that. That's the way we are. They don't call us the friendly country for nothing. But don't mess with us. Don't try to take advantage of us. See, that's what some people don't seem to understand. There's a difference between friendly and taking advantage of. But I don't want to talk politics because that's boring. Yeah, so I watched Star Trek. That was a good episode. It was a good episode. I can't wait to see what they come up for stories this year. I'm not sure. I think this is the last year, which is a shame because it's like a really good show. Or maybe there's a season five. Maybe there is season five. It's a really good show. I mean, we've got Captain Pike instead of Captain Kirk, which is just before Captain Kirk. But Spock is there. And Uhura is like a really young Uhura. She just came in. We got a badass security chief. Scotty is really young. He just came in too. I think he came in season three. Uhura came in season one, but Scotty came in season three, four actually. No, three, and like he's like he's really green and somewhat shy, but he is Scottish, so you can see he's Scottish, so that's cool. And I'm glad I can watch it on my I have multiple streaming channels that are free, so I can watch it there. I'm glad about that. I want them not to reboot, but to continue. Yeah, and it's similar to the old school Star Trek. It's obviously like the Enterprise looks pretty much like the old Enterprise, except on the inside they had to update like all the consoles and the screens and everything. But I mean, you can see that they're they're just starting out. They don't really know what they're doing. They're Everybody's discovering their role their space. So it's good. Now, I'd like them to just continue the series that they ended so abruptly, and that series is Space Above and Beyond. I love that show. That show was really cool. It was gritty. It was like different from a lot of shows that I had seen before. It was darker. And I think they only lasted one season and they canceled it. I mean, I guess they didn't understand like demographics or something and they canceled it. It's the same thing that happened to V, the remake that they did with what's her name there? Deadpool's girlfriend, Morena Baccarin. She was Diana in V. And they just finished season two they canceled it. Poof! That's it. And they had just made it on the ship. Like the rebels had just made it on the ship and they canceled the damn series. So that was a bummer. That pissed me off. I said, fuck it, man. Come on. This is getting interesting. Now we're going to see the rebels what they can do while they're on the mothership. Maybe sabotage here and set off a few explosions or whatever. Kill a few aliens. Obviously, they have to kill a few aliens if they want to get, or at the very least, stun them, knock them out, and tie them up or something. If you want to get if you want to stay PG-13, well, okay, you're not going to kill anybody. That's fine. Knock them out, tie them up, and put them in a room and close the door. Make sure you have duct tape over their mouths. No, I don't have any of those. I have PayPal. The only thing when somebody sends anything on my PayPal, it takes 7 to yeah, I don't have any of those. I don't have Venmo. I just PayPal. So anyways, when I get let's say I remember who was it there? Your partner in arms, uh James, Johnny Five. When I won on his channel, he would send me $10 US instead of books because of the shipping and all that. But it takes between 7 and 8 days before I see a balance in my PayPal. PayPal holds the money for 7 or 8 working days. So I still don't know why. Probably because I don't use PayPal as often as I should. Maybe it's because I can pay with my debit card when I buy anything off eBay. Like when I buy my Space Ghost books from my sponsor, I use my debit card. It's already recorded on PayPal on eBay, so the information is there. All I have to do is I go to checkout, pay, and that's it. So I don't use PayPal, and then I can get the money faster, but I have to pay a fee. So why would I pay a fee? I mean, it's my money, but right, it's okay. I don't. So yeah, well, I don't have Zelle or Venmo or or any of those. I'll have to check. I'll have to check. Maybe I can get it. It's just that I'm a little wary of. Hey, no problem. Thanks for joining, James. You're welcome anytime. Don't work too hard. Be safe. I'm a little wary of sharing my information with some applications. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check. I'll have to. I'll have to Google Zelly and Venmo, find out how secure they are. Boy, I've been on almost an hour. That's good. I'll wait a few more minutes there. If Jay doesn't show, well, he's probably either at or entertaining the cookie lady. I'll wait a few more minutes till 11:30. I'll wait 8 minutes and then I'll go check. I'll go check YouTube. I've been watching this channel where they do detailing on cars that they find in barns. My God, they find cars in barns that really nice cars. It's just like they have like a quarter inch worth of dust and crap on them. So they have to vacuum most of that up, and then they put this pre-wash solution, and then they rinse that off, and then I mean they spray suds on the cars. I mean suds all over the place. When they're done sudsing the car, it looks like it's covered with shaving cream. It's white. Like I mean, it's covered in white. And then they use mittens and they wash the whole car with their hands. They rub the whole car with their hands, and then they rinse the whole car with the pressure washer. And then they use this other product, which is iron iron something that it removes iron oxidation on the paint. So what they do is they spray it on the paint, and you can see it when it starts to work. It drips down as purple streaks. That's all the iron that's accumulated on the clear coat, whatever. And then they rinse that off, and then they buff it. I mean, there's a lot of steps, but it's really cool to watch. And then they bring back the car to the owner. They even try to start the car and get it to drive for the owner. Sometimes that works, sometimes they can't. The engine seized or whatever. But I mean, like if the car is like a collectible car and it's in decent shape, you just swap the engine. I mean, you take the old one out if it's seized and you put a new one in, or you get the engine rebuilt and then you and repainted, whatever, and then you put it back in so that you keep the car basically original. You just you just rebuild the engine. So yeah, it's a really cool show, and I like watching it. It's fun, and it's only half an hour, so. And I have an ad blocker, so the only ads I see are the ones that they put in their videos when they take a moment to talk about their sponsor or whatever. I just skip forward and I just want to watch the show. I don't want to watch ads or whatever. And they do giveaways. They've given away several cars so far. But you have to buy their product. I don't own a car, so I don't really need any of their product. Mind you, I could always order a product and give to one of my friends that owns a car. And the obvious product that I would order would be the tire shine, to shine the side walls of the tires so that they're really black. So that's the one thing that if you give to someone who owns a car, they'll be happy to take it. They'll be happy that you bought it for them, because otherwise they never would have ordered it. It comes from the States. So because in order to get entries in the giveaway, you have to buy a product. So I think you buy, like, if you buy one bottle of like a tire shine, well, you get 300 entries. Which is better than just getting one entry. So it gives you a lot more chances of winning. I might order one of those tire shines for my friend. He has a motorcycle. He could use that on the tires of his motorcycle. And they have this show I watched. They have a whole line of products. Tire shine. They have a degreaser, a pre-wash, a wash. They have an interior cleaner, an interior cleaner, one for the carpets, one for the vinyl. So they have a lot of products. Yeah, so I'll be leaving soon. There's about a minute, less than a minute left, so I'll be leaving soon. So thank you for joining. Uh, Thanks for being here. I was bored and needed to vent. So, and since I can't sleep, I might as well share the pain. So, take care. If you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to like. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. And the next time I do a live, I'll have some of the books, some of the other the leftover books that I have for sale to show. So take care, live long and prosper, and we'll see you soon.